Good morning. Oh, it's Saturday. Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your What's Cracking for Saturday, the 5th of January. Okay, I hope you've all had a fantastic week. I feel like my 3-day week was like a 15-day week, so I'm glad to have the day off. I've got fairs tomorrow, so there won't be a What's Cracking tomorrow, so I get up I'm going to be up at like 5 o'clock to get going, so I will not have time tomorrow, but I will make it up to you. I'll get the weeklies up today. So my voice is probably still a little croaky this morning. I haven't had my tea, but I feel fantastic, so no need to worry about me today. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate having each and every one of you on board. I love your comments. I love your humour. So thank you for sticking with me. I feel like we're all part of a big family now. And for those who've joined up, welcome to the family. So I hope you enjoy the readings as much as the other people on here do. Okay, let's get going with What's Cracking. I'm going to use the Pagan Tarot because I think I'm in love. I think I have to just come clean with it. I have had lots of tarot packs in my life, and I get attached to each and every one of them, but this one, there's just something just gorgeous about it. So we have the Nine of Wands coming up for you here. Now the Nine of Wands is the card of the Wounded Warrior. This is about putting boundaries in place. Now we all have trouble with that, especially if you're an empath. It's something we seem to learn very, very early in childhood, about not having strong boundaries with people, but letting people take advantage of you. I think when you're a child, you're sort of taught not to be rude or not to say no, and a lot of us grow up with that idea, and of course once we become adults we find that doesn't really serve us very well. So this is about those boundaries, being able to say to people, no, sorry, that doesn't suit me. No, sorry, I have too much on my plate at the moment. No, I'm not allowing you to treat me that way. Or no, this is not a relationship for me, I'm moving on. So those boundaries. So a lot to learn from those today. And some people, I remember somebody saying to me once, oh, I wouldn't say that to someone. Somebody rang someone at like 6 o'clock in the morning to find out something really ridiculous. And I'm like, people ring you at 6 o'clock in the morning? And they said, oh yeah, I'm a nice person, that's what I do. And I was like, really? Because I tell you what, if somebody rang me at 6 o'clock in the morning, if it wasn't an absolute urgent thing, I'd be telling them quietly just where to get off. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands here. So the Two of Wands is a card of having a pathway to choose, deciding which way to go here, having a choice of more than one. But we can see she's already got a wand in her hand, so she has already made the choice. She's just making sure she's made the right one. Sometimes that's about having two options and just really, soul searching to make sure that you've chosen the right path to walk down. So for some of you, it could be about two jobs, two options, two people, two lifestyles, just thinking somebody may have the choice to move interstate and, and love where they are, but, has this opportunity, that type of thing. And then we have the Ten of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands talks of carrying way too much, like being really heavily burdened by something. It is the, coming to the end of a cycle. So it is something you'll get to put down very shortly. For at the moment, it's been a very, very hard job carrying this weight around with you. I think this is where you're looking at moving forward. And the boundaries, all wands this morning too. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Now the Seven of Pentacles talks of planting things for your future. Can talk about manifestation, but certainly talks about waiting and patience, as we've talked about many times. So this is waiting for something to happen here. Waiting for some answers. The lovely story unfolding here. And then we have the Five of Swords. Now the Five of Swords is the whole where you've sort of won the battle, lost the war sort of thing, winning at other people's expense, having to cut people down to get where you need to be. It can be seen as selfishness. I always see it as that moment when you stand there and you think, well, I've done that and I should feel really good about it, but doesn't really feel as good as I'd like it to do, but you know you've done the right thing, that sort of feeling. Okay, so then we have the Two of Pentacles. Now again, a choice. This is slightly different, this one. This is sort of like weighing up two options to decide which way to go. It's about balancing out two things before you make a decision. So some balance being sought here in a situation. Okay, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles. I really like this card. Every time I see it, I think it really is, it really sort of feels good to me looking at this. This is about working hard. It's about putting all your energy into something, like really trying. So this woman's probably cold calling people or something. But this is about, like, you know, really trying to make something succeed, like putting all of your energy into it. Sometimes this can be about self-work too. It isn't necessarily about, you know, physical work or, you know, money work. This can sometimes be about hobby businesses or putting work into self-healing, but definitely putting a lot of energy into something. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Now the Four of Pentacles is the card of not giving up. You know, being bored, being stuck. Often is, you know, in readings comes up when people are refusing to let go of something. Can it be let go of the past? And it also comes up when people are refusing to see things a different way, like trying to hang on to old beliefs, trying to make old beliefs fit in your life, you know, that type of thing. Definitely having trouble letting go of something here. Okay, so then we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Oh my goodness. I'm in a pickly mood. I'm so full of energy this morning. It's silly. The Ace of Swords is a card of a brand new start. And I always talk about, this is my favourite ace, because I always feel like when I look at it, I feel this sense of really having clarity, really understanding where you're going, and cutting through crap. You know, really getting to the quick and moving forward. So sometimes this is about somebody telling you something, giving you a truth, speaking a truth, something that really spurs you to move on with something. You know, you getting something, maybe you understanding something in a very different way, but wanting to move forward very, very clearly. And then we have the Ten of Cups here. Now the Ten of Cups is a beautiful card. There are chalices on here. So the Ten of Chalices is about happiness, joy, and rainbows. It's about having everything. It's the ultimate card. It sits right up there with the sun. So let's do a quick recap before I put the front card on. So this is very general this morning. So for people who go, can you be more specific? This is for a lot of people here, but a very general read, not necessarily about, you know, love or work, so you can apply it wherever you need to. So we're talking about having boundaries here. That's the general energy of the day. Now it looks to me like you've got two ways to go. You could have had some sort of, there's no other people in this reading either. It's just you here. So you could have had some sort of fight or argument or some sort of win with someone that's helped you to see things clearly, and now you're planning to move forward with this sense of clarity. I really like that, because you're about to put down this Ten of Wands, which means to me that whatever's happened here has really freed you up to move forward. You now have a choice of which way to go, and there is a balancing here. Maybe it's a really big choice of what you want to do and where you want to go in life. But you're certainly working hard towards something. Now, the things you've got to be aware of is that you can't hang on to things here. You've got to let things go. And it's really hard, because as humans, we do tend to sort of mull over things and, you know, keep things in our heads for way too long. And this is about being able to let that go and move towards this clarity and happiness here. So whatever's happened for you here, it could be that you've had an argument with somebody. I think maybe you were waiting a long time for somebody to come back or to come speak to you about some sort of problem or issue you've had here, because you've been hanging on to it for a while. But you see, this person doesn't look like they're coming back. It doesn't look like somebody's coming to apologize to you. It doesn't look like you're going to get closure on this situation. So it's sort of like you going, okay then, well, I'm going to let this go now. I'm going to drop my Four of Pentacles and I'm going to move forward. that's where you're at. So there's this lovely sense of, okay, I'm good with that now. You know, I may have thought about this a lot in the past. It may have got me down. I may feel a little depressed about it, but that doesn't matter. I'm ready to move forward here. I see that I need to move forward on my own and not worry about what's happened in the past, and this will lead me to some great happiness here. And then we have the Four of Cups here. So the Four of Cups talks about boredom and not wanting to take what's being offered. So for me here, this is about not waiting. It's about, you know, packing up your troubles in your old kit bag and getting moving. You know, understanding that you've been waiting a long time for something to come to you. It isn't coming. You need to let it go and move on. Now, this won't be for each and every one of you, and whether or not you want to know that someone's coming back or something's happened, doesn't matter. The universe is saying you need to learn from these lessons, you need to get your stuff together, and you need to move forward. You need to pick a path and go down it. If something was meant to happen, it will happen in its own good timing. That whole divine timing thing. But you've got to move on with your life in the meantime. Okay, so the card we've got out here is Don't Stop. So that's very interesting. I would say to you, you need to keep going. The universe wants you to keep going. Don't stop. Don't sit in your thoughts. Don't, you know, feel sad. Don't hang on to it. Whatever this is, move forward. It's time to move forward. You've got clarity here. It's time to go. So with this Four of Cups here, I would say to you that whatever was being offered at the moment, you might not be interested in. You're just moving forward on this and taking your own sweet time. Thanks, everyone.